Bhutanese refugees arriving in the U.S. began their journey in Nepal, where they spent 18 years living in their refugee camp. After a lengthy application process, the refugees traveled to the capital city of Kathmandu for final preparations and a long flight to a new home. Most refugees are working-age adults and their children, but there are a few elderly refugees that choose resettlement. Among the Bhutanese refugees in Nashville is Kauishila Koirala, one of the oldest refugees ever resettled to Nashville. Kauishila has been resettled with her youngest son and 2 grandchildren, Ram and Govindar.
Many people used to call and ask my grandmother, "You are going to the USA, how does that feel?" And grandmother used to answer, "I'm excited. I'm going to cross over all 7 oceans." My grandmother expressed her willingness to get resettled. She also said that she may not get opportunity in the United States, but we will have a better future here.
Kauishila Koirala is now 100 years old, and she was 99 when she arrived. It's often hard to find a refugee's exact birth date because birth records might not exist or are unattainable. As a result, many refugees are given new birth dates during the application process. Authorities estimate the year of birth and typically assign a birthday of January 1st. Traveling from Nepal to Nashville was a challenge for Kauishila. She made the journey with her grandson Ram, his wife, and young baby. Ram's brother Govindar reached Nashville a month earlier.
I felt extremely lonely in the beginning because half of my family, that included my brother, his wife, and the little child, and my grandmother, were back in Nepal. I was waiting for the rest of the members of my family. On the way to the USA, I was terrified because my grandmother was 99 years old and I have a little baby. And I left the camp in May 22nd and traveled to Kathmandu. While I was in Kathmandu, my baby was sick and my grandmother was sick, and they said it would be 5 days, but it was like 5 years, and it was difficult to be there. I thought this was a mistake.
Finally, Ram, Govindar, and Kauishila were reunited in Nashville, but other family members couldn't make the trip or were resettled to other countries.
On the one hand, she was happy because she is living in the United States. But on the other hand, she is really sad because she lost some of her children, and they are scattered all over the world. It is a big sacrifice to live a refugee life. And then to come to the United States is also a sacrifice, that she is not able to be with all her children. And she is a mother, and I know that every mother loves her children equally. My grandmother is very old. She has got 13 children. I don't know the actual data, but she has 50 to 52 grandchildren and more than 60 great-grandchildren. And now she has got 2 great-great-grandchildren. Of the 5th generation, one of the families is in Florida and one is back in the camp. In the present economic situation, we have been having a hard time getting a job. And on the other hand, we have our grandmother, and we always need somebody by her side to take care of her daily activities. And it's really hard for us to do these things.
Ram and Govindar face a dilemma. If they get jobs, they will be pulled away from their grandmother, who needs constant supervision. But without jobs, they don't know how they will feed their family.
My grandmother is really healthy, but according to her age, we have to guide her 24 hours a day. We cannot leave her alone. This is a challenging question. We cannot live without working in America, and we do not have jobs even. I have a little baby, and I have got my wife, and I have to look after my baby and grandmother. At this point, I am wondering whether I can get a job or not.
Having Kauishila in Nashville during this time of transition has been a comfort for the Koirala family, and the Bhutanese community in Turtle Creek Apartments has also enjoyed her company.
Other people in the community are proud of having my grandmother here. The community respects my grandmother. They come and visit her, and they ask her about our history and how she spent her past life. Having my grandmother here in the United States means a lot to me. She has come with her religion and a lot of culture, and we can inherit that culture. There are many things we can learn from her.